Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video, and frankly this whole channel, is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to every one of you who subscribes to my channel. I wouldn't do any of this without you guys, and I'm serious about that. Thank you all for enjoying this crazy little thing I do. Join the Legion today over at Patreon for free and help decide next week's new character. We're diving into the Platinum Age of Heroes with the Shadow versus the Phantom. Today we're bringing in a true vampire bad boy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's Spike. Born William Pratt in 1853, the man who would become Spike was a sensitive poet and constant victim of his peers. But all that changed when he became a vampire, becoming William the Bloody, one of the most dangerous vampires of all time. Spike was unique amongst his fellow undead, as while he did lose his soul, he somehow retained his humanity. This meant while Spike was free of morality and conscience, he had a much greater capacity to not only enjoy his immortality, but could still make choices that mirrored morally good decisions. Though in all honesty, while he understood these choices were good, it still caused his dark nature to become conflicted. This conflict within himself drove him deeper and deeper into self-loathing and caused him to attempt something he found disgusting. Realizing this conflict would destroy him, Spike knew there was only one answer: reclaim his soul. In battle, Spike is a straight brawler, fueled by his adrenaline and enjoyment in battle. Spike can weather almost all damage and pain with a smile on his face. His unique state of mind and immortality allows Spike to quickly think on his feet without fear of dying, quickly adjusting his fighting style to counter his enemies, and even using his sharp tongue to put his enemies on the wrong foot and get the upper hand. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook and Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. We're using standard point array because I don't know what you use at your table, and we are multi-classing, but they use the same stat minimum, so who cares? Spike is a simple vampire. We don't need to be complicated. Leave that to the Barry Manilow listening crybaby vampire in Los Angeles. Yeah, you can tell what team I'm on. We're going to start things off with con at 15. You want to take a punch and laugh about it? A low con will be the last thing you want. Strength comes in at 14. You want to give a punch while laughing? Yeah, you all know where this is going now, don't you? Dex will be a little low with 13, but we'll fix that a little bit later. Intelligence flies in with a 12. Your long life has not been wasted, and you are far smarter than most people think you are. Wisdom will be low with a 10, and we're dumping charisma. I know everyone likes you in the real world, but you have almost no self-confidence outside of fighting, and your poor impulse control leads you to make rash decisions, so few people actually like you. Spike is a vampire, but I don't think your DM will allow you to lock their campaign into a nighttime campaign only. So let's make you a Damphir from Van Richten's. Place +2 into strength and +1 into con. Spider Climb gives you a climbing speed equal to your walking speed, which is 35 feet. Ancestral Legacy grants you 2 skill proficiencies for your new undead immortal life. Take the skills History and Stealth. Dark Vision lets you see in darkness as if it's dim light out to 60 feet and dim light as if it's bright light. Deathless Nature means you don't breathe. Vampiric Bite makes your fangs simple melee weapons that deal 1d4 piercing damage plus your con modifier. If you are missing half or more of your HP, you have advantage on the attack. When you deal damage with your fangs against a creature that isn't undead or a construct, you can empower the bite. When empowered, you can heal yourself equal to the bite damage or gain a bonus to your next attack or skill check equal to the bite damage. You can empower the bite a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus between long rests. Finally, for your lineage, you know the language Common and one other of your choice. For background, take the skills Religion and Arcana. Because you've hung around a lot of different people, for your 2 bonus proficiencies, I take Thieves' Tools and a card gaming set. Just don't bet with kittens. That's just rude. Level 1 fighters start off with 2 skills, Grab Athletics and Perception. You are proficient in all weapons, armor, and shields, on top of the saving throw Strength and Con. Fighting Style is your preferred way of fighting. Unarmed Fighting makes your unarmed strikes a d6 bludgeoning damage when holding something in your hands, a d8 when holding nothing, and you can automatically deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage to a creature you are grappling. Second Wind lets you heal yourself 1d10 plus your fighter level once per short or long rest. Level 1 Barbarians begin with unarmored defense. Now when not wearing armor, your AC is 10 plus Dex plus Con. Rage lets you surge with adrenaline and cut loose. With a bonus action when not wearing heavy armor, you can enter a rage and gain several benefits. These benefits include advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. When you make a melee attack using your strength for attack and damage, you gain bonus damage, and you have resistance to piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing damage. You also can't cast spells or maintain them, but who cares, you have Willow for magic. Your rage lasts for 1 minute, but will end early if you don't deal damage or take damage for 1 turn, or you're incapacitated. You have 2 rages per long rest, and your bonus rage damage is +2. Now let's talk real quick about something. Your fists are strength based, but your fangs are con based. So rage doesn't work with your fangs, unless your DM says okay, but rules as written says no, they don't. I say yes if you're wondering, by the way. I don't see why you can't just switch it out. Level 2 Barbarians gain Reckless Attack because blocking is for chumps. When you make your first attack on your turn, you can declare you're attacking recklessly, giving you advantage on attack rolls using strength for attack and damage for the rest of the turn. That being said, you throw caution to the wind and all attacks against you are at advantage until the start of your next turn. Like I said, blocking is for chumps. Danger Sense gives you advantage on dex saves you take when you see what is causing the save. No advantage when you are blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. Your character level 3 now, your spider climb is upgraded, now allowing you to move across vertical surfaces and upside down, leaving your hands free. Level 2 fighters receive Action Surge. Now you get a free action once per short or long rest. Level 3 fighters now have access to their subclass. Time to make you a better fighter with Battle Master, found in the player's handbook. Combat Superiority grants you superiority dice. These are 4 d8s that you can use to perform special maneuvers. You know 3 of these maneuvers at this time. For your maneuvers, Ambush allows you to add 1 superiority dice to a stealth check or initiative roll when you aren't incapacitated. Goading Attack lets you insult your enemies after you hit them by spending 1 superiority dice. You add the superiority dice to the damage and force a wisdom save. All your DCs is based on your strength plus 8 plus your proficiency bonus. If they fail, they are now focused on you and have disadvantage on attacks against everyone other than you until the end of your next turn. Menacing Attack is basically the same thing as goading, but if they fail the save, they are now frightened of you. A frightened creature has disadvantage on skill checks and attacks while they can see what is causing the frightened condition and can't willingly move closer to them. You regain all used superiority dice at the end of a short or long rest. Student of War gives you a bonus proficiency in 1 artisan tools. I would take calligraphy supplies. You Buffy fans were probably wondering why I didn't give you this with your background. Well, this is why. I don't really know if you have any other artistic skills, but I know your handwriting is great, so I had to wait to give it to you. Hey, guess what? Your character level 5 now. Your proficiency bonus is now +3. Level 4 fighters earn our first ability score improvement. Place this into strength for more attack and damage. Level 5 fighters gain extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. Level 3 barbarians now have their subclass. Time to become a real manic brawler with Berserker, found in the player's handbook. Frenzy allows you to really amp up on your adrenaline. Now when you are raging, you can go ballistic. If you choose to enter a frenzy, you can make a melee attack with a bonus action, but then gain 1 level of exhaustion when your rage ends. This will seriously hamper you until you lose that level, but sometimes all in is the only way. You now have 3 rages per long rest. Level 4 barbarians earn another ability score improvement, Bump Up Con, for more AC and health. Your character level 9 now, bump up your proficiency bonus to +4. Level 5 barbarians receive fast movement. Now when not wearing heavy armor, your total movement is 45 feet. Level 6 fighters earn another ability score improvement, let's cap off strength. Level 7 Battlemaster fighters gain Know Your Enemy. Now you can study a creature outside of combat by watching them or interacting with them for 1 minute and learn 2 facts about them compared to you. When you do this, you choose 2 facts that your DM compares to you by saying they are equal, superior, or inferior to you. These facts can be strength score, dex score, con score, AC, current HP, total levels, or total fighter levels. You generally do this one of 2 ways: hide in the shadows and watch, or let them punch punch you for a minute. I'm going to say your DM should not let you do the second thing, but if you're smart, you'll figure stuff out that way yourself. And by that, I mean you'll stay up long enough to figure out if they're stronger than you. You get 2 more maneuvers at this level. For your maneuvers, parry lets you reduce damage from an attack by spending a superiority dice with a reaction. This reaction reduces the damage by the superiority dice plus your dex modifier. Repose lets you punch someone who tried to punch you. Now when an attack misses you, you can use your reaction to spend 1 superiority dice to attack the creature that missed. If you hit, you add the superiority dice to the damage. Speaking of the superiority dice, you now have 5 of them. Level 8 fighters earn another ability score improvement, Let's Grab a Feat. Tough from the player's handbook really makes you hard to take down. You gain double your current character level in HP and then add +2 to each level after. Speaking of current character level, you're now character level 13. Your proficiency bonus is now +5. Level 9 fighters receive Indomitable. You can now re-roll 1 failed saving throw, including death saves, once per long rest. Level 10 Battlemaster fighters now have improved combat superiority, making your superiority dice D10s. For your new maneuvers, Trip Attack allows you to knock down an enemy you hit by spending a superiority dice. When you hit them, you add the superiority dice to the damage and force a strength save if they are a size category larger or smaller. If they fail, they fall prone. Prone creatures have all attacks against them at advantage if the attack is within 5 feet. All their attacks are at disadvantage. They can only crawl, basically cutting their total move in half, and they must use half their movement to stand up on their turn. Disarming Attack lets you knock something they are holding out of their hands. When you hit them, you spend 1 superiority dice, adding the dice to the damage and forcing a strength save. On a failure, they drop 1 object they are holding of your choice. Level 11 fighters gain extra attack ×2. You can now attack 3 times with a single attack action. Level 12 fighters earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Con, and ramp that health up. Congratulations, your character level 17 now. Your proficiency bonus is maxed out at +6. Level 13 fighters receive another use of Indomitable between long rests. Level 14 fighters earn our final ability score improvement. Let's just bump up your dex a little for a bit better AC. Our final level is level 15 fighter, and Battlemasters now have their final subclass feature, Relentless, and I question why it's called this. When you roll initiative and have no superiority dice, you regain 1. It's an alright capstone, but not the greatest. You do now have 6 superiority dice, so that's pretty cool. For your final maneuvers, Pushing Attack knocks your enemies around. When you hit with an attack, you can spend 1 superiority dice. You add the superiority dice to the damage and force a strength save if the creature is a size category large or smaller. If they fail, they are pushed up to 15 feet away from you. Grappling Strike lets you grapple a creature you hit by spending 1 superiority dice. You make a bonus action, adding the superiority dice to the athletics check. Now that you've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 20, Dex 15, Con 20, Intelligence 12, Wisdom 10, Charisma 8. Your total levels are Fighter 15, Barbarian 5. Let's dive in. You are a brutal fighter. You can attack 3 times normal, 6 times with an action surge, and can push yourself for another attack each turn. You're dealing 1d8 plus 7 and can add d10s to that, and when you do, you can add more stuff. You can make them frightened, knock them down, push them, make them angry with you, or drop what they are holding. You're also a tough fighter. Your AC without armor is 17, you have resistance to damage, can reduce damage, can heal yourself, can re-roll failed saves, and your total health, taking the average, is over 250. Downside. That last section was pretty small, mostly because this whole build is focused on brawling, which isn't bad, but your other skills outside of punching are pretty low, along with a terrible charisma score. Plus, your wisdom is only adding nothing. It's not a negative, but it's nothing. So wisdom and charisma saves are going to be pretty bad, and spells target that. You also can't deal magical damage unless you have a magic weapon, which is okay because you're not above using weapons, and look at it this way. The fight will go on longer because because your punches aren't doing the best damage. That's a win, right? Your barbarian subclass doesn't offer you much, but it's the only one that fits the character. You of course can change this for better features and change the whole character up, which will be really cool. Seriously, look into Zealot. Finally, you do also have some resource management. You have 6 superiority dice, 1-time use features, and 3 rages per day. If you don't pay attention, these can burn out. But you know what? I already said it. You are an all or nothing person. So get a fun brawl going and live like there's no tomorrow, because when push comes to shove, you'll always go out swinging regardless. But can I suggest maybe being more open about yourself? You're not really that bad of a person, and you're a decent poet. Thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. And make sure to join my Patreon for free to help decide next week's new character.